Good morning, everybody. It's January 5th, 2022. We're getting ready to start our live trading room. Glad to have all of you here. It's going to be a great day. A couple things to keep in mind as the day does start is that we're inside the prior day's trading range. So let's grab that disclosure, make sure that's on the recording. And we'll get started. All right, let's check out market news. Why the bull market will stay alive in 2022. Okay, we're starting to get into that melt-up phase. Melt-up phase is pretty strong move to the upside, and we're going to have a lot of stocks that, and I'll bring up our stock list today. We're going to have a lot of stocks that are just going to keep pushing higher. Now, we do have earnings season starting in about next week, which will bring some more volatility into the marketplace, okay? Right now, in the pre-market, we don't have a lot. Why the bull market will stay alive, okay? Just a lot of people clicking on that information. Best job in America pays up to 125,000 a year, and 10,000 has 10,000 job openings. There you go. Well, we all have a job, and our job is trading. Make money by trading. But 125 grand, that's a pretty substantial yearly salary for many, many people. Not for us in here, right? We all want to make more. Here we go. Fed's Kashkari, okay, leading Dove backs 2 interest rate hikes this year. Okay, so we're going to start to see that during this melt-up phase that the interest rates do increase in order to slow the market down a little bit. Okay, banks want to get paid. They haven't been paid in a long time, several years. Okay, since we've gone to very, very low interest rates. Now, this is also going to create a stampede on the housing stocks, building stocks, things like that. As the rates do start to increase, we'll start to see more people pile into that. So banks, real estate, a lot of that, we'll start to see that market start to climb a little bit off the lows there. Today is Wednesday, January 5th. So we do have petroleum status report, and we have the minutes being released from the FOMC, Federal Open Market Committee. Now, that might cause some volatility later on in the day, okay? ADP report already out. PMI, Purchasing Managers Index, comes out at 945. That is an inflationary number, so we have to prepare for a little volatility. Now, tomorrow is going to be one of those rock and roll days. We got a lot of economic reports coming out before the market open, factory orders, and ISM servicing and natural gas report. And of course, we got employment numbers coming out on Friday. So Thursday and Friday may be and 3 Fed chairman grandstanding on Friday. So yeah, Thursday and Friday are going to be some additional volatility in the market as we start looking forward, okay? Keeping in mind, a good little correction would be nice in order to participate in some of the earnings runs. So let's look at some of the corrective moves. Yesterday, the Dow finished and climbed up to 36,676, 755 area. So far as holding that. If we get a pullback, we're looking for that pullback down to 36,204. So a little over 265 points, 465 points to the downside. Now, the Dow went against everything that the Nasdaq was doing yesterday. So we'll see how that holds up as the earnings start to approach. Looking for a correction here on the NQ. The NQ coming down to 15,958, 15,729 in those areas. I am very suspicious that the markets will pull back far enough to right about the 23rd or 22nd, 23rd, just before Christmas started. So I'm still looking 15,729 area. And if we get an extreme sell-off, we may see 15,435, 15,231 before we start the bigger move back to the upside. Now, this is going to be a place, once we get this pullback, we want to try to stay in these trades for a little longer term, okay? See, this time of year, getting this first initial pullback after the beginning of the year, this can lead to a nice little rally going on into March, April, and maybe even May and June. So we want to make sure that we're going to be in for a little longer term. For those that trade long-term options, look at the exchange traded funds, ETFs, and so on, Qs, diamonds, spiders, and maybe look to take a small position in that. On the S&P, we're still looking for, basically, once we do get the pullback, I'm still looking for about 5,600 by May, okay? So that would be my forecast that I put out there 2 years ago when we first started talking about the melt up, okay? Now, of course, it's not going to go in a straight line, but you know, some really cheap out of the money options once we get the pullback could be a nice little gain, okay? Something you don't have to put a lot of money into, and you can leave alone for several months, okay? So this time of year, we've got to be planning for some longer term positions, and we also need to be aware of the shorter term trading opportunities for our daily income, okay? So a lot going on here. We're still expecting a pullback, first pullback, 723, 47.23, 47.09, and then again, getting down to these lower levels, this lower range where we were right before the Christmas New Year, 45.96, 45.53 area, okay? Each one of these areas, we can expect that there will be some unfilled orders, okay? But if we notice here, the price did not make a higher low, it actually made a lower low. So, you know, all things being equal, if we were looking for a demand zone, we'd be looking for something right around here off of the daily chart. So back down to 4,600 area. Now, I'm not really bearish on the market. It's just reading the price chart, okay? Coming back, we recognize and acknowledge that today is an inside day on the S&P right at the moment. Inside days often can be choppy, designed to take your money, okay? And we need to anticipate that there may be a little whipsaw action. For our first trade today, and it's a little elevated risk, okay, we'll be taking the trade at the breakout. Now, yesterday I did this and I got stopped out, okay, just because of the market open and that volatility, okay. So looking to sell short 47.74 3/4, okay. Placing that order out there, 74 3/4. And my stop loss will be up here at the gap fill, about 47.84. And our profit objective will be down to 47.20, but it's not, most likely not going to go in a straight line. There's another area where we have some support right near the Globex low. Okay. So for a short-term trade, you could look to get right down here to the Globex low. Breaking the Globex low, we'll look for 47.20 and hopefully not have to move our stop and enjoy the move to the downside. In the pre-market, IBM is down 2 cents while Goldman Sachs is up $1.88. And speaking of Goldman Sachs, let's come over here to the stocks. Ooh, wait a minute. Before we do that, 30-year bonds, you can look to go long, 157.32, 11/30 seconds. And now we'll look to go long on that up to 159. Now, remember, this pays out $1,000 a point and it has very low margin requirements, okay? So let me go ahead and place that order. View, order bar, USH22. Just going to buy one contract. Stop market. $157, 11/30 seconds. Stop loss, 156.24, 30 seconds. So we're going to place a single order long with a stop loss. 156 and 24. What did I do? USH22. Placing order. Okay, that order's live. And let's come over to the 5-year note. The targets are up above, okay? I'm just setting up the breakouts and our place where we're putting our stop, okay? All you have to do is look for your target is going to be the opposing zone, okay? So just look up and see where the opposing zone is at. All right, so this is the 5 years, so FVH22. And looking to go long, 120 and 17. Okay. And my stop loss is pretty far away. It's not too bad though. Single order long, stop loss. 120. Okay, so both of those orders are working right now on the bars, okay? Stop loss on the 30-year is 156.24, 30 second. Okay, opposing zone, we're looking for price. You'll jump out of the trade just before price gets to that supply area, okay? So you can use that old support area to get out of the trade before price goes into the sell territory, okay? And for the 5-year, now this trade you might be in for a couple of days, okay? And for the 5-year, we'll look for right around in 120 and 29, 128. Okay. Let's jump back out to 120. All right, we have a trade set up on S&P to go short, 47.74, 3/4. Okay. Let's take a look at some of the internals. Trend is in the neutral territory. Okay, as we're starting off an inside day. The pre-market indicator gapping down significantly. Okay, so we might see that there's a little bit of selling pressure on the Nasdaq as in the pre-market, people are a little bit more afraid, okay? So, and also the talk of the Fed raising rates this year. Notice it hasn't made mainstream. It's just kind of one of the more thick reads over here. Everybody starts clicking on it, it'll move to the front one. And then we know the people, the public is being maneuvered into a sell-off. Okay. All right. Goldman Sachs continues to move higher. Nasdaq. A lot of choppy action on the Nasdaq. We can see we're inside the prior day's trading range still. And let's do this. Now, Nasdaq has still another nice pocket of points down in 15,779 or 15,800 area. Well, market's rotating, Ed. If you're watching some of the world events right now, things are setting up to be thrown back over to the US here, okay? Now, we haven't started talking, I mean, the US is downplaying the Omicron virus, but Singapore is getting ready to shut down again. And with Malaysia and things like that, they're restricting border crossing, going in and out of Singapore. I just talked with somebody in Singapore this morning about all of that. And a lot of the things that are going on in China and other places in the world is that they're, even in Europe, they're getting ready to shut down, okay? And if they start shutting down, it's just a matter of time before the US decides to do another shutdown as well, okay? It's like they want to starve out this virus, you know, and everybody stay home. And so I am bearish for that particular reason and willing to play the move to the downside. Yesterday, I mean, we had a really great entry yesterday right up on top here. And it was a significant move down. Yeah, we took some profits early, but that was a significant move. Did anybody stay in for the whole move? Or did you just take profits along the way? Yeah, myself included. I just took some profits. We did see gold basing sideways and make right up into that sell territory. And it's starting to go through this area, okay? With the next opposing supply up about 1843. So we're seeing some maneuvering in gold. We're seeing it in platinum, and we're seeing it in silver and copper. Okay, we're also seeing some maneuvering in the FX market. So my rationing behind taking a trade short is that the things that I'm looking at outside of these price charts is the information that's to me loud and clear that things are getting ready for more of a corrective move. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Please ask those questions, Ed. I can't, sometimes we make assumptions that you know all this stuff. Okay. Well, most newer traders, they only know how to read a chart. Okay. And you notice I'm not spending a whole lot of time on the equity indexes today. I'm spending more time on bonds and some other products that we'll be looking at for some of the maneuvering of the markets. Okay. Looking to sell short 16,172 on the NQ. So I'm going to come and set that up. Two micros. 172. Okay, and then I'll place my protective stop loss right up here about 233. It's a big one. But taking breakout trades, you're always going to take some additional risk. Okay. Now let's come all the way back down here, and I don't want to cap the downside. Okay. So we've got a drop in prices basing sideways. We're looking for another drop down to that 15,800 area, which would be about 400 points on the NQ. Okay. Now that would be one to stay in. Okay. Let's come over to the Dow. Dow is still not giving us the base action we're looking for. And, everything is still, for the most part, in an uptrend, except for the NQ. Okay. The NQ, well, S&P sideways, but still uptrend. NQ, we've made a lower high and a lower low, so it's a little more bearish on the NQ. And see, there's that 16,000, and right in the middle of that range, about the 15,800 we've been talking about. Okay. So the one that looks the weakest is the NQ. Okay. And still looking for a price to get down, which would be another 200-300 points. Okay. All right. So the Dow, I don't have an area that has 3 touches. I'd like to see a bounce off of this area one more time before we have our 3 touches and then take the breakout. And at the moment, that breakout trade may be right there about 36,624. Breaking the Globex low, we can look at 36,435 and 36,315 just beyond that. See what the Russell has for us. Russell. Still looks a little more on the bullish side. So breakout above 22.73, 70 cents. And we also have that same area to sell short, where we see price has been basing right here at 22. Let's do 22.60. Okay. Excuse me. All right, we're about 6 minutes away from the market open. So let's bring up our stock picks. I did post a few on Twitter. Well, let me bring up the ones that we have for today. Okay. AXL long at $10.33. Stop loss 947 with the target at 1144. BKR Baker Hughes long at $26. Target 28.75. Stop loss 24.07. BWA entry going long 48.53. Target 55.66. Stop loss 44.32. CFG. Now, these all these picks that I'm doing right now, I'm just doing my prep work. Caitlin should be back in full service today. So we're looking to, get some updates on the website, and then we'll be posting them there so everybody can get these ahead of time. So they can start looking them over and see if there's anything that they want to make a trade on. So Dave, we went long the 5-year. CFG going long at 51.80. Target 57.02. And stop loss at 47.59. So on a 5-year, I'm looking to go long at 120, 17.5. With a target in mind, 120 and 29, 128. Stop loss, 120 and 12. Okay. No worries. Next stock trade, COP, ConocoPhillips. And we're starting to see a lot of the oil manufacturers, producers. They all got some good setups. These ones were above, even ExxonMobil, Conagra, some other things like that were also looking pretty strong when we came out to the see, one of the parts of the entry point is the market analytics. It goes through all your list of stocks and shows you which ones have setup bars. You can see there were many of them with a 0, okay? And when it has a 0, that's the ones we start looking for, okay? So we can see that, well, there was a lot of work last night. ExxonMobil, then we went up there, another energy company, Schlumberger, okay, Halliburton, Phillips 66. We got Goodyear Tire, ConocoPhillips. Okay, there was a lot of products that when you start looking at what sector and industry that they're in, you start to see that there's a sector rotation going into the crude oil and oil refineries and manufacturing and things like that. Okay. All right, a couple more minutes. We have FANG, Diamondback Energy Incorporated, long entry 119.62, 137.42. Target, stop loss 107. HSIC, Henry Schein, long entry 79.72. Stop loss 76.55, and target at 84.94. Morgan Stanley. Okay. A lot of these are getting ready to run up. You're going to see the earnings announcements coming out next week and the week after. Okay, so they're getting the buy the rumors, sell the news type thing. Long 104.84 entry. Target 113.39 and stop loss 98.94. Intap, I really like this one. Don't know why, but it looks like it has some significant move in front of earnings. And if you look over here, you can see where we had the 3 touches and then where it really started to rock and roll out of that. Entry is 95.35 with the target at 104.59 and stop loss 91.36. Wells Fargo, another bank, entry at 53.20, target 57.33, stop loss 48.74. We have one more. Westlake Chemical, okay, going along with Dow Chemical, 102.94 long, 116.09 target, stop loss 96.95. One last one. Whiting Petroleum Corp, another oil, 72.77 entry, initial target 79.20 with a stop loss at 64.86. Okay, I'll come back and review some of those. Markets are opening right now, and looks like we may not be able to get in a couple of these. Looks like WLK. Okay, yeah, we can wait for a small pullback on that one. Okay, WLL. What's going on here? Let's start at the top.
Order filled.
Oh, looks like we are in the NQ. There we go. Anybody get that one? Gonna get volatile.
Order filled.
What else should we get into? There it is. Got into the S&P. Sorry, things are bottling up. A lot of activity going on. Nasdaq still looking good. How much you guys up on? I'm still waiting for computer to catch up just a little bit. Can't get out even if I want to at the moment. Okay, one thing to keep an eye on, and well, if you're already short the NQ, okay, is watching the tick over here. Okay. Also on the S&P. Okay, our stop is in place. We're looking for a big move on this. Okay. Just got to give the market a moment or two to settle up. Yeah, Tesla, Microsoft, big move down, 7 points. You need to get that little panic. And that's what we're waiting for, is that sudden drop, and it's starting to happen. Tesla, Google dropping, Facebook. And you notice that your data is kind of slowing down as well. Took the breakout. What was this one? This was the in Q. Yes, also looking for 47.20 and expect a bounce somewhere right down in this range here as it tests that support. YM. Okay, YM has now touched that area a couple of times, but it is showing some strength to the upside. 36,624 will be the breakout trade on the Dow, looking for 435. Okay. I'm going to put that trade out there ahead of time, 36,624. And I'll come back in and place the stop and the target once I'm filled on that. Okay. Russell also showing some strength to the upside. Russell, you could go long once price starts to break above this last little high, 2273. And I'm still looking for the markets mainly to pull back. 2259, 70 area, taking a breakout to the downside. Okay, crude oil starting to hold that range. Gold holding that range. Crude oil just hit that supply on the 180-minute chart. We did have that breakout area. So if we're looking to go long on crude oil, we now need to see that pullback. We're right around that range there, okay? Lower 2/3. Okay. Nat gas, still right in the middle of the range. The only trades you take on nat gas right now while it's in between the zones would be the breakout trades. Let's see, 5-year, no trigger entry on that. 30-year. Not in that one yet either, okay? But if you look at the 30-year, it's got a large pocket of points right here, but you're going to need to plan and stay in this trade for a little bit of time, okay? That's a nice little move to the upside. Let's take a look at our FX products. Swiss franc, right in between the zones. Japanese yen. Looking to find that supply area. It's before the breakout, 0.86752. Stop loss, 0.87048. Bring out the euro. Euro is also in between areas here, getting a nice little move up. Nice little bounce off of that. Let my stop work. Also letting the stop work. Well, that's painful. Seeing the gains and then watching them go away. Anybody take profits on that as a quick trade? Nice job, Jeff. And we also have a trade set up on the Dow. Should it break the 36,624, looking to sell short. And then I'll look for another place to put my stop loss. And the target will be down about 36,435. Okay, I don't have 3 touches for us to go long for the breakout. Okay, so if there was an opportunity to go long, I would certainly go after it. Okay. I'm back and looking at our stock trades here. We'll place a couple of them. AXL has now pulled back. I can do that one. Let's do 100 shares. And AXL, we're going to buy stop market 10.33. Placing a single order long with a bracket. My limit 11.44. Stop loss 9.47. Orders placed. BKR. Okay, that one's close enough for me. We're only 6 pennies away from it. Okay. So let's grab 100 shares BKR. I'll just come in right at the market. And then we'll place a single order long with an exit bracket. To 8.75 limit order. 26.00. That would not work out. 24.07 be my stop loss.
Order filled.
I think I messed up on the entry. Nope, I got that one right. Let's see. There was a. Looks like Hewlett Packard got the target this morning. Aldo, I already added your name to the list. So today you will get access to all the archives of the previous recordings. If you need help with that, please reach out, let us know. So who is that? Mike or George was in Hewlett Packard. Looks like the forecast has still got more move to the upside. So that's looking pretty good. It's coming back. These are the picks we put out on the 27th. They're still making their way up. Applied materials, pretty volatile on this one. Still nothing wrong with it other than we do have a magenta bar right here where we're starting to see some weakness in that trend strength. Schwab, still on the way. SCI. KBR also hit the target. Stock picks that were posted on the 28th December. Okay, JBHD, GPC. Yeah, all these are still looking fairly decent. So far, we've only been stopped out of a couple of them, and some we may not have even gotten the entry on that. There's that CW. CW still in play. Nice entry though. I mean, you're up about a little over $3.30 on that trade from the entry. TTMI. Oh yeah, look at that one. Small trade. I mean, it's nice. Taking about 5-6 days to get up there. Okay. But that's the beautiful part about the entry point and the market analytics, which are two separate products. Okay, they don't come together. WGO. Bringing AXL back up. Target is $11.44 on AXL. We have just gotten into BKR. Okay. BWA. We might be able to get into this one. Okay, so let's put a limit order out there and see if it pulls back just a little bit more on that. We're 8.53. Single order long. Exit bracket. Target will be 55.66. Stop loss 44.32. Good to go. CFG, we could still have an opportunity to get into this one. Okay, 51.80, buy stop market. Limit price 51.80. That's going to be a stop market order now. Nope, it's going to be just a market. Single order long. Placing the bracket trade on that. Limit will be 57.02. And stop loss 47.59.
Order filled.
Okay. All right, let's take a look at the other ones that we're in to see. We took Hasbro yesterday. GLP we took. We got a couple of other ones that were in as well. So everything is positive from what we got into yesterday. WFC, where are we at with that one? Okay, that one could be a buy stop market. Intap, also a buy stop market. Morgan Stanley, buy stop market to get into that trade, 104.84. HSIC. Missed it. FANG, we could look for a small pullback. We're not too far away from the entry there. Okay. All right, let's come back and see where we're at on the NQ. Okay, NQ. Gave back some of our profits, but we're still in the trade. Our stop loss is holding its ground. S&P didn't stop us out. Okay. Dow. Ooh, now we got our three good touches here. So a breakdown. We've already got the order set up. Selling short. 36,624. Looking for 36,435. Let's take a look at the cash versus the futures over here. We have 13 Dow stocks plus 94 cents and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 times 2, we should be 14 positive, but we're 7 negative. So the S&P futures are approximately 21 points oversold. Okay, 21 points oversold. We need to keep an eye on that. If you did take the trade short, you're going to take a little heat on the trade. Okay, or you probably already did. Wow, there goes Russell, still moving to the upside. And gold. Yeah, we don't have 3 touches to take the breakout. It would have been somewhere down in this area as it broke out and came back down. So, Daniel, are you in the room today? Just wondering if you stayed in that trade. I took a profit right around in here. It was a decent profit. We went long right around in this area, 1800. And sometimes I just get out too soon. Don't we all? Yeah, AXL is 1144. Thanks, Mike. Oh, yesterday we took CC also. Look at that. Beautiful. 2 days, 34 to 36, $2 move. Beautiful. BXP, did we get into that one? I don't think we did. No, it gapped up. We weren't able to get into BXP. GLP still has room to go. 2805, looking for that target. General Motors gapped up also. Nice $4 move on that. And today it looks like it's taking a breath. HNI, our stop is in place. We did get triggered on this yesterday. Okay. And we're still seeing the forecast may pull back just a day or two to stay with that trade. Visto, that one, I like days like this. Okay, I mean, it just went straight up. Nice little entry, 47.97, plowed right up to 52.81. MHK, again, still nice little $4 move. Okay. Uh-oh. Not looking good over here on the MNQ. Taking a lot of heat on that. I'm about 7 minutes away from the 10 o'clock reversal. And almost, you can see the price has just been whipsawing up and down. Okay. Inside days are choppy like that. They're designed to take your money. Not sure what happened in the OPEC meeting, but price did make its way up to that supply area. And should price start to break down from here, we have no demand until about 71.40. Yeah, the active income would be a little more of a little more rewarding. I may have to do that to get myself out of the hole. Looking across the indexes together, okay. Dow right at the area where we could start to see some of that breakdown, okay. Price kind of touched that area 3 times, breaking below that, we'd have some nice downside movement. S&P over here. S&P on a little larger time frame, we could look to take the trade going long above that 47.85. Okay. Let's see what the internals are saying. Trade is still on the low side. Tick is right in the neutral area. And advancing issues over declining issues showing a little bit more on the bullish side. Okay. Just outside the no trade zone. So let's let that take us back over here, Australian dollar. Yeah, Aussie dollar looking to break out above 0.72792. British pound. Still in a nice uptrend. Canadian dollar. Still looking for demand zone 0.78224, 0.78027. Look for price to come back into that area, maybe going a little deeper into that zone. US dollar index. Taking kind of a nosedive. Let's drop down the time frame and see if there's anything in here. Nope, got nothing.
Order filled.
We get filled on. We got the BWA. All right, for the US dollar, you're gonna have to go down to a small time frame. It looks like about 95,900. It's the only place I could really make that 3 touches as far as my trade plan and find that zone. Okay. Right now, it's probably just bouncing off a support and resistance area. And you like to see that, okay? Here we have old resistance, then becomes new support. 78% of the time, you're going to get a bounce off of that, okay? But the zone is often just right below that area. All the stocks have turned against us. We're 2 minutes away from a 10 o'clock reversal, okay? Now, it was an inside day, and we also anticipate gaps often will fill on an inside day, okay? So let's see how the 10 o'clock reversal plays out. I may have to take my lumps, okay? But at the moment, I haven't been stopped out. Could take the breakout above 16,229. Okay. Let's see if we can last one more minute for that 10 o'clock reversal. Yeah, did go out on the NQ. Okay, still waiting the 10 o'clock reversal on the S&P. My maximum loss would be $97.50 on the S&P. We're just kind of waiting for see what the market's going to give us. Okay. Not every day is that blowout, stellar day, but the last couple of days have been pretty whipsaw and choppy right at the open, okay?
Order filled.
What did we get stopped on? I think I got stopped out on the MNQ. Lost $243. Okay. Looks like we're getting that back in some of our stock plays. Russell's showing some strength. Dow, it's the opposite direction. Have not been stopped out on the S&P yet, but we did feel the gap. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Dow stocks negative, over 94 cents, 12 positive. Even if it was 6 positive, guys, which 6 times 2 would be 12. Cash equals positive 12, and the S&P futures are trading at -3. So S&P futures are still trading at a discount, okay, wholesale prices. We just have to find a way to get into that trade, possibly looking to take that trade at the breakout. We've seen that price has been rejected off of that area several times today, this morning. We'll look at that breakout 47.85. Okay. Okay, so we're only in the S&P, the Nasdaq whipsawed us out. And we are now in between that area. Don't have an opportunity to take the trade short yet. Here comes Russell pushing back down. We do have the crude oil report coming out. So I'll get that somewhat set up. Let's get my drawing tool out there. Okay, getting that set up. All right, coming back down. It's a bummer we got stopped out on the Nasdaq. Nice job, Natalie. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Watching these stocks, if they start to pull back to the downside. The S&P is getting close to a place where you could take a break-even trade. So if you stayed in that trade as we did, okay, and now you're seeing a much less loss, might be time to step aside. Okay, remember this is an inside day still. You're going to experience this throughout the day. Is a lot. You need short-term trades, okay, short-term gains. Okay. And inside days are choppy like this. Difficult. How's our Dow Chemical doing? Wow, Dow Chemical already broke, got target 1, and we're looking for target 2 up at 60.28. I'd sure like a pullback though. Nothing to do on the 5-year. Ten-year, you could break it down. Taking a breakout above 129 and 1464. And we're still waiting on the 30-year where we have trades set up. Big whipsaw. Could get even a little more aggressive on the entry. It has appeared that this area is being used up. 36,639. Getting a little more aggressive on my entry. Yeah, this market is, I mean, look at the tails on the 15-minute candles. Whipped up, whipped down. Okay. Not easy. Inside days are a little more difficult. That's why we're here. That's why we learn from each other as well. Even some of our stocks have pulled back just a little bit. But for the most part, they're looking pretty darn good. With only about 1 or 2 of them being stopped out. All right, looks like the stocks are starting to roll over a little bit. Let's see if we can get a little more of that move to the downside. Google in the lead, Facebook second, Microsoft third, but we're going to need some help from Apple, Tesla, and Amazon to start pushing lower in order for the Nasdaq to come down. Still a lot of whipsaw here on the S&P futures. Wow, it just feels like I'm cycling through all these chart after chart after chart looking for something. So we have crude oil is already up into that zone. Heating oil. 2.4850, 2.5143. Selling short, or let's just say it's a sell territory, but you're going against the trend. Now gas, right in between the range. Look for breakout trades only when we're in between support and resistance. Gasoline looked like it was starting to get up at the all-time high. Stop loss on the 5-year is 120 and 12 dot 12. Take a bigger picture on gold. 1860 on target. Copper. That kind of went down the wrong windpipe. Whew. Copper looking for a breakout, 44.78, 4 point. Boy, kind of like a helium bomb. Excuse me. Looking for copper, 4.4788, breakout to the upside. Oh, the water is clear in the other room. Yeah, I've had this little chest cold here for the last couple of days. All right, let's see. Platinum. Yeah, it just popped right out there. Platinum looking to break out to the upside. Got a lot of potential going up to 1,035. Silver in between support and resistance. Bean oil looking for demand in the context of an uptrend. 56.79, 56.34. 4 would be that range. Corn. Yeah, excuse me. And corn kind of dancing around in between the channels. Soybeans. See, every time my eyes keep going to the same places. Look for the leg base group of candles. May take a day or two to get back down here. Wow, we're going to get another shot at this NQ. I got to get my money back. Let me take that breakdown again. There's nothing in the way there. For me, this is a little more aggressive. And I'm going to look to just get a quick move and try to get my $243 back off of this. S&P, a lot of chop going on, okay? All the indexes are going different directions. Not an easy day to trade. Hopefully you guys are picking up on quite a bit of this. Is when we're inside the prior day's trading range, markets can be very difficult, choppy. What we say is designed to take your money. Okay.
Order filled.
Oh. And I may get whacked again on this. I'm hoping I don't. Trading live in front of folks. I don't want to get stopped out. Boy, it's getting really whipsaw. Let's see. Come on, give us some green on this screen. Natalie, did you sit in that whole run? All the way up, all the way back down. We're seeing the stock, Apple finally turning over, Microsoft, Tesla. So my goal right now is just get my money back in my pocket. See if we can break below the 16,100 area. All right, looking good. There we go. Ah, so whipsaw. Now we just need the S&P. So if you're late on the S&P, you can look at that 47.74 area. Same place I just took the breakout there. Our Dow trade, we still have a short trade set up out there. And a Russell at 22.59, 70 cents. Everything else seems to be fairly quiet. Let's just double check our bonds. Nothing on the 5-year. Nothing on the 10. And nothing on the 30-year. All right, starting to approach the bottom of the hour. You got feeder cattle. Nice area down here for the breakout trade. And it looks like we might have hit that resistance area 3 times as well. NQ dancing around here. We just need help from the stocks right now. Dang it, taking a lump today. Giving back some that I did over the last couple of days have been pretty good, but today I'm taking a good lump. But the day's not over. And this Nasdaq is having some very wild swings, okay? So if you've gotten stopped out more than twice, back to back, chances are there's, like I've been describing, there's something wrong with the market, okay? All right, S&P. Oh, they're going to get stopped out on the S&P.
Order filled.
And stopped out, $95 loss. And our stock trades are looking good. Everything else is not. And we're still inside the prior day's trading range. So, what I'd like to point out is that, even on an inside day, I still get chopped up, okay? Look, there's an opportunity to go long, there's an opportunity to go short, okay? And I'm looking for the opportunity to do either one, okay? I don't really care whether we go long or short, I just need the opportunity to get in. 47.85, let's see if we can grab that one, 47.75. And our stop loss at 47.80.
Order filled.
I just get stopped out on the NQ again. I thought I had that up at 200. Yeah, my stops are just a little too tight here. But they're big stops. Yeah, let's get into CL. I got to bring up my other account here just a moment. All right, so we're about 6 minutes away from that crude oil report, and the average reaction is about 55 ticks. So we're looking for demand zones. Yeah, we don't really have a good one there. And we're looking for supply zones just in that range. Might have one right in that area here. Why is that Nasdaq just so nasty today?
Order filled.
Okay. Just breaking the Globex high on the S&P. Right at the bottom of the hour. Yeah, today is the day for the quick profits for sure. But unfortunately, I don't always get to take those quick profits when I'm doing the live trading in the room. Trying to juggle my personal account on one screen and trading live with all of you on the other. And I still would look to sell short if the Nasdaq breaks below the 16,170. Okay. Don't really have a good long opportunity. Dow is pushing higher, but no three touches for the breakout. Russell has also been doing that whipsaw, going back and forth. Gold and a little pullback. And here we are on crude oil. Now, crude oil looked at, a nice little buy territory is 76.97. You'd be going against the overall trend if you check the trade short at 78.86. Now, some of you are okay with taking the trade short, okay, going against the trend. Okay, right now, today, the market conditions are very, very whipsaw. It's beating me up. But this is as real as it gets. I'm taking live trades right in front of you. And, I just want to make sure that that I don't always make money. Okay. Well, the day's not over, but in the first hour and a half is generally my best time. And we're just keeping it real. Boy, Russell is starting to look kind of weak. There's our crude oil getting ready to come out. Oh, thanks, Daniel. We may be sitting here all day. All right, so we're waiting for the reaction off the report coming out. You can look to go long in the demand or sell short in that supply. There goes. All right. Let's see if we can catch the bounce. 77.72. Now the average reaction is about 55 ticks. This happens every Wednesday at 10:30. Right. So we're looking for, as prices dropping, to find buyers. We don't have a lot of evidence over here on the left-hand side of the chart, so this may be just kind of a quick in and out type trade. Okay. 77.72. Stop loss. And we may be waiting on that one. All right, so the indexes have been extremely choppy today. So stock market. We got 170. Now it's going to start running. Okay, I'm hanging out for you, Daniel. You guys got to make the trade. So really aggressive, though. Don't need to be that aggressive. 97. S&P. All right, so let's just double check our stocks, and then I'll wrap up our session here. So the stock list down in the corner over here is what all of them are looking green here this morning now. Biggest one we had was a mover on FANG. Would have been a little more difficult to get in unless you got in a pre-market when price is right around the 119.62. HSIC looking good. We got CFGC or CFG.
Order filled.
Okay. Natalie, I hope you're going to reap the benefits of this one. Now we just need to see Microsoft and Apple, Tesla, Google, and all of them start to pull back a little bit more. So it was a difficult day for me with the inside day as we started off with. Looks like the markets are starting to settle out, getting a little more bearish at the moment. We still have a trade set up for short on the Russell and the Dow, but they're pretty far away, okay? And S&P, I took some lumps on, and looks like S&P is finally starting to kind of join in a little bit too. So another opportunity at that same area, but you're going to need some help from IBM and Goldman Sachs to push things lower, okay? So want you all to trade safe today. If you've been stopped out twice, switch over to the simulator, okay? It was just one day out of our three together that we didn't have a profitable day. But the day's not over. And we will see you guys all next week on Monday. And look for some exciting things to come back into play as Caitlin gets back in here and starts cracking that whip. So everybody have a wonderful trade day. Thank you very much, and see you next Monday.